Condemned by Russian and international rights groups as highly discriminatory. Let politicians decide what to do about it, but it's putting corporate America in a tough spot. Richard Socarides wrote an article for The New Yorker this week titled, "Why the Olympic Sponsors Should Take Action on Gay Rights." Richard is also a political strategist and longtime gay rights advocate. Bob Zito is also with me this morning. He's the founder of Zito Partners. Before that, he helped shape the brands of Sony, the New York Stock Exchange, Bristol-Myers Squibb. Richard, I want to start with you. You write that the participation of corporate sponsors mostly benefits the Russian government. It's certainly not required for American athletes to succeed. These companies sign deals before President Putin signed that law. What do you think these corporate sponsors need to do now?
Well, I think the point is right that nobody wants to penalize our athletes who have worked so hard to succeed. And most people believe that we should therefore participate. But the corporate sponsors, I think, because they've invested so much money in the games, some of which has gone to the Russian government to set up the Olympics, that they have earned the right to insist that Russia comply with the policies that these corporations, most of these corporations, have for their own employees of non-discrimination. And I think that they have a lot of power. They have the power of persuasion. They also have the power of threatening to withdraw their sponsorship if Russia doesn't change.
So many of these companies, Bob, they've had for years, have had policies that have been very open and even, moving faster than the government has on rights for couples in their companies, for their employees. Would it be hypocritical for them then to continue sponsoring the Olympics in a country that is going in a different direction?
No, I don't think it would, Christine, because the Olympics are a big part of the brands of those companies that we're talking about. And they've all done the right thing inside their own companies with their employees, with their customers, with their constituents. For them to pull out right now, it would really have an impact on their brand. What they can do, though, as Richard said, is to make some statements, make some comments about what they believe in, and show the world.
So the power of the press release, not necessarily the power of the dollar. U.S. athletes are speaking out here. I want you to listen to figure skater Johnny Ware.
I think and believe, really, that our presence in Russia will do nothing but help fight this law and help the LGBT community.
We've also seen protests, the vodka boycott here in the U.S., people taking to the streets to pour out Russian liquor, and celebrities are also getting involved. Bravo's Andy Cohen declined to host the Miss Universe pageant in Russia. He says he doesn't feel right as a gay man stepping foot into Russia. The Prison Break star Wentworth Miller, he came out to the public this week and declined an invitation to the St. Petersburg Film Festival. So, Bob, does an issue like this threaten the brands at the Olympics at all? I mean, what are those executives talking about behind closed doors?
They're talking about what they're going to do with their employees to reassure their employees that their policies that they've put in place and earned their trust over years are still their policies. They're going to separate the sponsorship of the Olympics from any discussion of their internal policies, which they can do. Remember, the Olympics is a part of each of these companies' brand, and if they step away from it, if they give up that podium, their biggest competitors will take the podium.
I think it's so interesting that so many of these companies have been so out for gay rights in this country, and then they find themselves supporting the Olympics at the same time. President Obama doesn't think that boycotting the games is a good idea. And he put a positive spin, Richard, on the controversy.
One of the things I'm really looking forward to is maybe some gay and lesbian athletes bringing home the gold or silver or bronze. Which I think would go a long way in rejecting the kind of attitudes that we're seeing there.
What do you think, the ultimate revenge?
If they don't get out in front of this, if they don't put out the statements that Bob referred to, if they don't...
should they pull their money?
I think they should threaten to pull their money. I mean, I think ultimately it's going to be, you're going to have to see. I mean, but if there are massive demonstrations, if people are being arrested, if potentially athletes are being arrested, being associated with the Olympics is not going to look like such a good deal. I mean, this law outlaws any kind of speech. So even if you wear a rainbow pin or if you hold hands with another athlete, are you going to be arrested in Russia? I mean, that is not the kind of thing corporate sponsors want to be associated with. They got to have that. If you are running one of these corporate sponsorship programs, you have to now get out in front of it.
All right, nice to see both of you guys. We'll continue to see how it unfolds. Thank you so much, Richard and Bob. Coming up.